Chloe Johnson here, and I'm coming to you today from all the way out here at the Bonneville Salt Flats. This is the land out here where legends are made and records are broken. Today, hundreds of cars have made their way all the way out onto the flats to take their run, earn their license in different categories, and see what records they can break. Today, people are shooting to break records of up to 400 miles an hour. All of these cars are made by the racers themselves. Let's run around and meet some of them.
I currently serve as Vice President of the Utah Salt Flats Racing Association, and I'm the chief starter when the races come along. When a vehicle comes up to make a pass, we have to check the car and the driver to make sure the belts are tight, that the parachutes are armed, the fire system is armed. We're in radio communication with the timing, and we make sure that the course is clear, and once we get course clearance, then we send the vehicle. Actually, this turns out to be one of the safest forms of motorsports. There's nothing to run into. So there's no guardrails, no fence posts, anything like that. So it turns out this is actually a very safe form of motorsport. The cars are classified, or any vehicle is classified by the displacement of the engine and the body type. So some cars will only go 100 miles an hour, while others are capable of 400 plus. The fastest run we've had this meet so far is 342, I believe, right in that range. The cars have 2 miles to accelerate. So they start here at the 0. At the 2 mile is where the timing starts. And then they're timed for the next 3 1-mile sections. So they're timed from the 2 to the 3 to the 4, and then the 4 to the 5. Once they pass the 5-mile marker, then they're out of the timing lights and they start to slow down.
We're in the American Iron class. It's you have to run a Chevrolet production engine. In this case, we have a small block Chevy 350 cubic inch, and has to have iron heads. The idea is to make the expense just a little more tolerable for us who still have to work and don't have good money. It's a 29 Ford Roadster body and built on a custom chassis. It has a Dominator carburetor, has a turbo 400 transmission, and 9-inch Ford rear end. This particular pass is a licensing pass for my son. So that means he better not go over 149 or I'm going to kick him.
It is not terrifying. It actually is thrilling, and you can see the flags going by, and it's like driving down the freeway, only a little faster.
Well, it's a replica of a 1938 World War II fighter drop tank. And we stretched it 15 inches. It's fiberglass. It has a small block Chevy in the rear, turbo 350 transmission, Winters quick change in the back. That's my crew chief. We take turns driving it. That's Richard Youngblood. We're trying to do today, get him licensed at top speed you can go is 149. Yeah, I'm always terrified. He's not. But I'm smarter than he is, that's why.
I've been with the Vesco team for about 15 years. And we started running a turbine car, and when we did that, the little car used to be number 444, was sitting there, and Bob Blakely had been with the team and picked up the car and did some work on it, and hence the 325 is Blakely's number. But the car itself started out in the Vesco family. It came here, and I believe it was 1940 something, and it was the first of the Streamliner looks. With the wheels so close together, they said it's too dangerous. They made them run in an experimental class for a meet or two to make sure it was okay. And then from that, there might be one piece of rebar, or rather roll cage left in the body from the original. But it's basically been expanded and worked and tweaked over the years until it is what it is today. It's Ronnie Vesco's record, which the team holds now. Bob's trying to break that. Ronnie's a little upset with the fact that she might lose the record, but the record is 310, almost 311 and Bob just has to beat that, and that's the goal.
Bodywork, it's a Lakester, which the tires have to be outside the body. Otherwise, it's pretty much anything goes. Cover the engine, cover the driver, make as much power as you can. It's got a 366-inch Hemi engine on alcohol and nitrous oxide. Makes about 2,800 horsepower. B&J 4-speed transmission, quick change rear end. We hold the record in AA, A, and B, and now we have a C engine, 366-inch, moves us down to C class. I've been 375. It's fast. Everything goes by you in a hurry. You just gotta pay a lot of attention and keep it going straight.
It's a huge family out here, and some of these people have been coming for over 50 years out to the flats.
We've been coming out here. My dad come out here in the 30s and 40s, so as we were old enough, growing up, early 70s, he started dragging us out here. So we've been in cars all our life.
31 or 32 years, I don't know exactly.
Well, back in the early 80s, I built a car to come here with, a Streamliner, and the class record was under 200. I moved that class record over 200, and when I did, that allowed me entry into the 200-mile-an-hour club.
There are only 11 people in the 400-mile-an-hour club, but that doesn't stop people from trying to join every single year.
You can also get in the 300-mile-an-hour chapter the same way by setting a record over 300 miles an hour, and now there are some individuals who have achieved a record over 400 miles an hour, and that's kind of my goal now too. So
I hit a 2-mile marker and shattered my glass. 166 through the first mile, and then I got out of the throttle because I was getting sideways, punched back in the throttle, and it just went. I don't know, but an official said on the salt it was about, on the track it was about 8 times. Off the track, coming off, it was like 15. He's like, this is the most I've ever seen.
You never dream that you get to meet all the people you're reading about in the magazines. It's kind of what the Salt Flat says. It's just like a big family. Reunion out here, you like people. It's comfortable. There's no big drama back and forth usually. And we just have a good time together. People are building their own cars. They're happy to talk about them. There's no big money involved, so it's, except for what the racers are paying to build the cars in the first place. So you get a pretty good exposure to what people are really like, their passions, the things that interest them, the things that they don't like, and it all washes out here on the Salt. I first came in 1951. Now, I haven't been every year since then, but I've been coming here every year since the early 80s, and been lucky to be in a situation to get to know a lot of people and be exposed to some fun parts of it. I'm in with another probably 300 people in the Dry Lakes Racing Hall of Fame, which is a Gold Coast Roadsters party that they put on down in Buellton every couple of years and induct people. They induct not only people, but cars, motorcycles, and people are inducted for everything from racing accomplishments to contributions to the sport to who knows what. But it's a good blowout. Everybody has a chance to just visit.
Hope you enjoyed our look at the incredible racing world out here right in our backyard. Stay tuned, we have a lot more coming up.